Okay, you guys all there? Anybody? Anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Lauren. All right, let's start with session 8, which is marketing the listing. Now, this is if you went on that presentation and you got the listing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this segment, which is on, it's designed to help you list all participants on your marketing team. It's got to provide the seller customized guidance on preparing their house. It's got to raise and discuss property conditions, issues with the sellers, clearly state the objective of advertising. It's got to apply the guidelines to increase advertising effectiveness. It's got to define several where are we? Several 2021 marketing tools. Got to determine the appropriate methods and frequency of ongoing contact with each seller, and it's got to effectively report the feedback and market change information to the sellers. So the objective of marketing is to get a successful sale. All right, what does that involve? All right, your marketing team, all right, should look like this. It should be you. It should be your office. It should be Century 21, real estate in general, and then it should be the seller. So these are all the participants on your marketing team. Okay. Now, when you get a listing, first thing you got to do is get, you got to define the seller's role. All right. Is the seller's home a home or a commodity? Is there repairs and maintenance that needs to be done? How does it show on a visual appeal level? Is it a clean house? And is there seller flexibility and cooperation? And you're going to decide that when you first meet the seller for the first time. Remember, everybody feels that their house is a palace. Everybody feels that their house is clean. A lot of people don't want to do anything. See, you're the doctor, they're the patient. You're the professional. So when you get a listing, all right, don't be afraid. I don't care if you're brand new, you've only been in the company a short period of time, or you're new to getting a listing at all right? But you got to tell the sellers what to do. Don't just sit back. I know I have many people that I mentor sometimes, and they take a listing and they'll walk into the house and I'll say, wow, this house is kind of dirty. Did you ever say anything to the seller about this? And they say, no, I'm kind of afraid to really say anything. And I said, why? I said, you want to make this house saleable. And then there's been many houses that I've been in that things need to be repaired. Like it could be cracked glass or cracked tiles, holes in walls and everything. I said, did you ever explain to the seller, that this is going to reduce their price in some way? No, I never really did that. See, the thing is you're going to take charge, especially when you're getting a listing. Remember when you do an open house, or let's just say it's the first time you're doing an open house, and people walk through that threshold, they're going to know whether they want to buy that house or not. Real estate agents like us, right? We're just there, right, to kind of direct them. They don't really need us only to put offers in. They don't need us really to point out hardwood floors and recessed lighting and stuff like that. I mean, they can see all that stuff. They need us to kind of, to coast along the transaction. But if it means you to say something to the seller to get the house ready for sale, then you have to do it. When it says commodity, when marketing a commodity says a home is no longer a home. Sometimes it's sometimes people customize their houses, personalize it. Some are cluttered. Some want to make it so private that it's very difficult to do showings there. If it's a commodity, sometimes you want to provide people to come to that. Sometimes a house has a different character than really what people want today. And you might want to tell your sellers to paint it, maybe, paint in neutral colors. It might be dark inside or dingy or whatever. Maybe some people have pets sometimes, and they have pet hairs sometimes. I could smell a dog or a cat or whatever. I mean, maybe to a homeowner that doesn't appeal to them, but someone new, they can pick that up. Or even smokers. Sometimes.
Richie, I got to sign off. Nice to hear from you.
Okay. No problem, Warren. Thanks for showing up.
Little baby Zach says hi.
That's okay. No problem. Thanks for showing up.
Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So then, so you always want to make it available as well, too, to people. I've known situations where sometimes sellers don't want to leave the house, on showings. They got to. Even open houses, they want to stick around. You can't do that. You want to. You got to be in total control. So you got to make sure that they do the right thing. When it comes to repairs and maintenance, sometimes torn screens need to be repaired. Rain gutters, unclog them, crack glass, replace them. New furnace filters. Some people don't even know there's furnace filters in there. They're black sometimes at home inspections, and sometimes people walk away because of neglect. Maintain landscaping. Remember, you gotta tell them what to do. Burnt out light bulbs need to be replaced, repainted certain things. All this stuff is gonna bring the value up if a seller needs to do. If the seller wants to get top dollar. Curb appeal. How many times, that we'll put down in the description, not a drive-by, but you want to make it so if someone does drive by, it has some curb appeal that they want to get into the house and see it further. This is a situation that gives you a couple different pictures here. A before and after look. Look at the place on the left-hand side. You can't even tell there's a house over there. And then what it does is, a realtor turns around and says, get some contractor, get a landscaping contractor in there and cut some things back. And now you can see it's well manicured on the right-hand side. Here's some changes between before and after. What do you see that's different? Well, bushes are cut back. They changed the appearance. The colors were not the most glorious colors. Shutters don't really match the color of the house. They made it a neutral color of gray on the right side. It looks a lot better. Looks a lot more appealing to someone right now. Some people use staging companies. This is strategically placing furniture and decorating accessories in order to make a home more appealing to potential buyers. If you feel a house needs staging, contact these professional stagers. Now, I wouldn't say at the very beginning, you're, to waste all your money with staging for a seller. But if a house has been sitting there for 30 days and it's been empty and you can't get people to buy it, staging might be a good recommendation. And we do have staging companies that a lot of realtors use. Here's an inside before and after. Before, you see the house. You can see kind of dull, disillusioned on the inside. Big back TVs, which are crazy today. Some people still have them. But, even, to spruce it up a bit, the lighting, a better rug, a nice painting in the back, moving the bookcases around. I mean, that can make a whole lot of difference whether it sells or it doesn't sell. Clean house. Should be sparkling clean, no foul odors. Sometimes what I'll do in open houses is I'll bring a candle with me, a scented candle, or some incense, kitchen and bathrooms are so important because these are these are the things that sell houses today. So that's what you want to do. You know, make sure they're in good shape and make sure they look sparkling clean. Put the pets under control. You know, if someone has pets, it's always best to leave the pets in a cage. You know, or if there's a lot of pet smell in there, they have them take the pet with them. You know, it has to be move-in ready. You know, that becomes a better outcome for the owner. So all these things would make a nice, clean house. Sometimes it's sensitive subjects that you have to talk about. Be tactful but direct and specific. Suggest positive solutions. You know, some people are hoarders out there, unfortunately. You know, some people think they're clean, but they're really not. I've done a lot of things in my early stages of my real estate career as far as, you know, helping people do laundry because there's so much laundry piled up, or taking the trash out, recycling out. You know, get the seller to do things that are going to help you to sell that property. Seller flexibility and cooperation. Make sure you got correct pricings. The pricing is correct. Property condition. Make sure you list it right. If they're not going to do anything to that property, make sure you put an as is on it. You know, but you know, if a house has all new things, make sure you specify that when you're doing your descriptions. Allow the showings when possible. Remember, sometimes sellers will dictate terms like saying, hey, listen, I don't want showings between 6 and 8, or no showings on Sunday because I'm watching the Patriots or whatever. I mean, they have to make the house available, and you got to show it whenever possible. Your job is to move the property. And you want to get feedback on every showing. That's why what I do on my marketing strategy is I accompany all the showings. I don't put any lock boxes on my property. I accompany all the showings. This way, you know, I'll know the feedback right away of what they thought. And I pass that along to the seller, whether it's good or bad. Now, some people, if they use a marketing checklist, all right, they complete all required marketing steps within 24 hours of taking a new listing. These are some of the things that they do, that you have to do, I would say. You want to open up an office file, which means all our stuff goes on .loop today, guys. Make sure you take your photos, whether you're taking them yourself or you're getting professional photos done. Input the listing in MLS, whether you're going to do it or the admin's going to do it or your manager's going to do it. Make sure it's put in the proper way. Create flyers. Make sure they go to different websites when you put your listing out there. Schedule a tour or a caravan. We used to do these a lot more. We don't do them anymore. You know, tours where other agents come and look at it. Sometimes you can do a broker open house if you wanted to and get the local brokers through. Or even take some people from your office by and let them take a look and see if you priced it right. Arrange a virtual tour. Virtual tours you definitely want to do. Sellers love that because it gets their house their house rotated to all different websites. Get them to put a sign on the property if that's what they want to do. Put your name rider on there. If they're using lock boxes, get a nice lock box. So people can go in and out of there. I don't use lock boxes, like I said, so I accompany showings. I put everything in our Century 21 system, so it actually goes out. I'll put my listings in Zap, a business builder. I'll write some ads and use my own personal descriptions of the property. Schedule an open house. And sometimes people want videographers too. So put your checklist together any way that you can do it, okay? That's important. Then your action list. When people show the property, you know, mark down some of the things. You can get these sheets from from 21 Online. And it's a list of all the different things of what people said about the property too. But you can keep track of everybody that's looked at the house. The objective of advertising, obviously, is when you put that out there, you want someone to call you. You want them to make an online inquiry or a phone call. That's the key. When you evaluate the features and amenities of your listings. Consider who the likely buyer would identify, how you'd reach them. Sometimes, a listing is not going to suit everybody. It depends on the price too. You can have first-time home buyers. If it's priced lower, that you want to attract them. Sometimes you can have, more luxurious properties in certain areas. You can focus on that type of category of people. It all depends on the type of listing that you have. Now, some selling points in attracting buyers. This is going to leverage the strongest selling points. Obviously, what makes the price different from other selling points? Price, features, location, lifestyle. That's all going to generate to your type of buyer that you're going to have when doing that product. Power of emotion. Many buyers are first attracted to a home and will even make a buying decision at an emotional level. Okay? We see that all the time. They use the AIDA formula: attention, interest, desire, and action. The attention means the positioning, your photos, your bold or clever headlines. That's why you want to when you're putting your listing out there on MLS, you want to be very creative. Don't just throw it out there. Get creative, because you want to attract people to your listing. You want to put good photos out there too. You're not a good photo taker, have someone do the photos for you. The interest got to be specific features, the amenities. You got to have a good description. Your desire, emotional attraction, lifestyle reference, and your action has to lead to people calling you. That's important, either through text, emails, whatever. Now, your rules for advertising, you got to comply with all fair housing laws, which means you can't discriminate when you're advertising if you're doing it. Never reference buyer characteristics. Be careful in abbreviating. Avoid overused words and phrases. Appeal at an emotional level. And again, remember that your goal, all right, is to get them to call you. Now, when you're doing photos, of course, you want your photos to be like this one right here, or the bottom one. You don't want them to be like photos currently unavailable. That's being lazy. Take the photos. Or something like this, blurry. You're taking lousy photos, your listing's going to sit there, okay? When you're taking photos, learn your camera's basic features. Choose the best time of day. Keep the sun behind you or to your side. Photograph exterior from an angle. Keep pets out of the picture. Update seasonal pictures. How many times does this happen? That, it could be the middle of the spring or summer, and the agent's got winter pictures out there. That's a sign of laziness. That's ridiculous. You don't have to take a photography class. I mean, these iPhones and stuff, these new phones that we got today usually take good pictures. Kids know how to take good pictures too. Your kids, and post as many photos as possible. MLS, basically, we can post about 30 pictures on MLS. Some of your marketing tools that you can use, these are all the different things that you get from 21 Online. You can get a brand studio. You can use Express Docs, which have just listed, just sold cards. You can send them out to people. There's all different brochures. There's Fine Home and Estates. You can do stuff through Zap. You can have the Mortgage Resource Center. You can make a flyer up that says, if they put 20% down, what their monthly payment's going to be. So many different tools that we have from 21 Online that could help you enhance that listing. And these brand studio shows you what they look like or where you can find them. There's campaign centers that are on there. There's Ad Makers, which is a free service that creates and customizes brand approved creative templates. The brand center does audio files, brand templates, logos, images, and videos. Remember, so many ways to get your listings out there, guys. Express Stocks, like I said, can get you the postcards. It can even do your business cards, do brochures on your listings. You have the brochure library, which is part of the tool library, okay? It can create nice, colorful brochures of your listings. The PR studios can put templates together to generate publicity in your local media. Once that's all done, you'll see that on your dashboard too. When you get a listing, it appears on your 21 Online dashboard, okay? And then you can send that off to different people, you know, to your clients, to anybody that's inquiring. Fine Home and Estates, if you have an exquisite property, you know, you can create a specialty logo, different marketing material and training material for this property. Business Builder does unbelievable flyers. They do customized e-greetings, newsletters, postcards. And Zap, which is a great program that I use right now. I went over from Business Builder and we're converting everybody over to Zap so we can keep in touch with our clients and put all our clients in there, whether they have, you know, if we're dealing with sellers and buyers, put them all in there to keep in touch with them even after their property is sold. And your mortgage company, like I said, marketing material, customized mortgage listing flyers. Now, one of the things that is so important when you get a listing, right, is you got to communicate with the seller. I know people sometimes that have a listing, right, and things ain't going good, so they won't communicate with the seller. What is that telling the seller? Saying that you don't care. You don't want to do that. It says frequent contact is essential with the seller. Whether it's good or bad, guys, contact them. All right? Report all the marketing events and initiatives. Give them copies of ads, flyers, samples. Give them feedback from the buyers. And give them feedback from other agents. Don't be afraid to, you know, you're not going to insult them. You're just being completely honest to what other people are going to do, you know, or what they say. Now, some corrective actions, if things ain't moving, right, could be the price. You might have to reduce the price. The condition of the property might need upgrading. People have extra money in the bank. They might want to upgrade. Or some of them, you might have difficulty accessing the property. You know, tell them that, you know, you got to have that property available for people to see. So you might have to make an emergency meeting with the seller to try to get this squared away, whether it's through the phone, email, texting, but I always say meet in person. If you're going to make any type of price reductions, update your CMA. Show the seller that the market has dropped. Focus on the facts. Remind the seller of urgency. You are trying to get this property sold for them very quickly. Be persistent, okay, with them. And guys, that's all about the marketing. Marcus, John, any questions concerning getting a listing and marketing the property?
No, I'm all set.
You good, John? You good?
I'm good too, yeah. But you know what? I really want to take with Marcus what he just said.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago. Like we should have a live session, you know, that'll be great.
Yeah. I mean, everything that, you know, I'm open to, remember, I'm open to all kinds of different things for the year 2019 for everybody, you know, as far as the training's concerned. I'll help you guys any way I can. Like I said, I am going to be back in town late tomorrow, and I will be meeting with Rob next week. I got a meeting with him, and we're going to be putting together a whole new schedule. So, you know, you can best believe that there will be at least one live class every single month that's going to go on this schedule. and you know, and then I'm going to add some different classes besides what we're learning, like on the objections and stuff like that. So I will do that presentation live. What what you guys want to work on right now, like I said, is your listing presentation, is you know, working with sellers, working with buyers. Have that prepared. If you feel you got that ready, and I can help you, you know, do some role playing. We're going to bring that role playing stuff right back, because that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people anyway. So, well, I'm going to be working on that all during the month of January. So hopefully it's going to help you guys out. You know, and it'll start the new year off with a bang, get everybody ready for the spring market. Okay.
Hey, Richie, do you have any plans on doing like any live cold calling?
Yeah, I want to do that. Remember, I think I told you I want to bring that one night a week cold calling, where we can have a pizza night or something, and we can all, you know, print up some stuff and make some cold calls and kind of critique everybody. I want to do that as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I want to try to add that in, and you know, like I said, I got a lot of ideas. You guys gave me a lot of ideas. We just got to implement that in a schedule that's going to work for everybody, you know.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going to be working on. So you guys enjoy the week. I will touch, you know, you'll see some new agendas on Monday. I'll send out an email on Monday. But keep in touch with me. If you need me for anything, you let me know, okay?
All right. Thanks, Rich.
Okay, guys. I will see you. You have a great day and great weekend.
All right, you too.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.